Good morning, everyone. It's great to start the day with you. Last weekend, Renee walked us through the story of the writing on the wall, the time when God literally wrote down a message. It was a warning. What an amazing scene. Can you imagine this disembodied hand suddenly showing up at your football or baseball, go Seattle Mariners, party and writing words on your wall? If that ever happened, after I was revived from fainting, I'd really want to know what those words were. And I think I would take them to heart. Well, in the case of the king in Daniel chapter 5, one of the words written on the wall was the word mene, which we learned means numbered. For the king, it meant your days in charge are numbered. And numbered. It's a good reminder for us. Everything we do is numbered. Our days are numbered. The number of Christmases we have left are numbered. The number of Easters we have left, the number of vacations, it's all numbered. All of life, as Renee said, is quantities are limited. And it's such a good reminder. I want to share one of my favorite verses. Yes, another one of my favorite verses. And this one might seem odd, but it's from Ecclesiastes 7:2. And it says, "It's better to go to a house of mourning than to a house of feasting. For death is the destiny of everyone, and the living should take it to heart." As a pastor, I end up going to a lot of memorials and dealing with death in a lot of situations around death. And you know what? That is not all bad. I have really come to see the wisdom of what Solomon says here. It's good for the living to take to heart that our days are numbered. Sunday, I went to the memorial for a dear friend and former coworker, Liz Bishop. And I can truly tell you that that memorial was a blessing. It was full of faith. It was full of hope in Jesus. It was full of laughter and great music, because that's exactly how Liz lived her life. Also, as a staff, we spent some time in our staff meeting on Tuesday remembering our dear friend, Pastor Julian, as we come up to the 1-year mark of his passing. And in both the cases of Liz and Julian, they lived their lives well. They lived fully. They had confidence in God, that God knew their days, that God knew what the number of their days was, and they lived with hope that no matter how many their days on earth were, their eternity was safe with Jesus. And ultimately, knowing our days are numbered isn't a threat. It's a blessing. It's an opportunity to choose to live, as the old hymn says, with eternity's values in view. So today, let's not fret about the number of days. Let's live them. Let's live our days for God. Live them for people. Be the hands and feet of Jesus, rejoicing that God is in control. He knows all the numbers. He's got it all figured out. And an eternity with Jesus, days without number, await us all. Blessings on your day, everyone, and I'll see you at church this weekend.